Yeah, 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 yeah. Pave out my future, Yahuwah. When everything shakes, my bones they quiver. My heart it shatters. My tears run down my face like a captive breaking free, running through an open field. Oh captivity, oh captivity, please let go of me. Oh captivity, please let go of me. My tears run down my face like a captive breaking free, running through an open field. Oh captivity, breathe on me out, breathe on me out, yeah. Breathe on me out, breathe on me out, Lord. Breathe on me out, breathe on me out, yeah. Breathe on me out, breathe on me out, with a fresh wind full of life, 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 a fresh wind full of life. Yeah, breathe on me, yo. See, life will take you through a bliss of things sometime, and you really won't know what hit you. But not once did he ever say that these things would come to us, that you weren't gonna be faced with challenges, that you weren't gonna be faced with problems, that you wasn't gonna be faced with issues within as well. How much greater should we reverence him that still give us access to his kabod, knowing that we don't deserve it? Yahuwah, free us from all this bondage, from this mind that's hindered from being able to access the fullness of what your Ruach HaKodesh desires for us. Make us warriors to fight against those things that try to oppress us and keep us from being what you called us to be. Yahuwah, you are Kodesh. Let your royal ways rest on us. Let your noble mind rest on us. Let the principal things of your Ruach HaKodesh rest in our meditation, that we may bring forth the fruit that can be pleasing to your sight. Let our labors not be in vain. Yahuwah, you know our desires. Yahuwah, you know our need. Yahuwah, you know our lack. We dwell in a foreign land. This foreign land can be a bit uncomfortable for your people. Pave out a way for my future, Yahuwah. When everything shakes, when my bones begin to quiver, when my heart began to shatter, Yahuwah, when my tears run down my face like a captive breaking free, running through an open field, let my soul say, oh captivity, break off of me. Oh captivity, break off of me. Yahuwah, I lift my head to the hills from which cometh my help. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, a fresh wind full of life. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, my righteous seed and my righteous wife. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, a wind that couples with your light. Say, breathe on me, Yahuwah, and I know everything gonna be all right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
Pave out my future, Yahuwah. When everything shakes,
to the Most High.
My bones they quiver.
Hallelujah. Told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha. Told her about Yahuwah. Oh, Most High, told her about Father. Oh, for your barakot, your ahavah, Father, told her about Yahuwah. For another prep day, Father. For another prep day out of Yahusha. Even though the sun is down, Father, we want to say told her about Father. For, oh, Yahuwah. This is a holiday for many, oh, Most High, in this land, but to us, Father. Oh, Yahuwah, it's prep day for Shabbat, Father. That's the only holiday that is for us, Yahuwah. Told her about Yahuwah. Told her about, Father, for your blessings, Yahuwah. Told her about for your Ruach. Told her about for your barakot, Adonai. Told her about Yahusha. Oh, how wonderful are your ways, Yahuwah. How great is the sum of your Kodesh ways, Father. Baruch Hashem, Yahuwah. Toda Rabbah, Saba. You are wonderful. You are holy and just and righteous. You are our strength, Father, our salvation, our song. You are everything, Father. Toda Rabbah, Yahuwah. Toda Rabbah for your blessings, your hesed. Toda Rabbah for your racham, Adonai Yahusha. For everything that you do for us every day, Father. Oh, Yahuwah. According to your right rulings, Father. According to your loving kindness, Father. Continue to baruch your people, Yahuwah. Oh, Father, baruch your children, Father. Your sons and daughters, Father. Those who are listening in, Father. Those who are tuned in, Yahuwah. Give them eyes to see and ears to hear, Father. Give them eyes to see and ears to hear, Father. That they may receive everything that you want them to receive, Father. That they may take in everything that you want them to take in, Father. That they may be able to, oh Father, conceptualize everything that you want them to conceptualize, Father. That paradigms may be shifted, Father, more aligned with the Shamayim, that we have paradigms that are aligned with the Shamayim. May our paradigms be aligned with the Shamayim, Adonai Yahushua. Father, speak with my mouth, see with my eyes, and move with my body, Abba. Let it be your words, Father, not mine, Father. Let it be your words, Yahushua. Toda Rabbah, Yahuwah, Toda Rabbah for your two words, Father. For your words, Father. It's sweet like honey coming from a honeycomb. Toda Rabbah, Yahushua. Toda Rabbah, Father. I pray that you baruch this discussion, Father. That you baruch this meeting. That everything that you want to come out, that it may come out, Father. That everything that you want to be stated, that it may be stated, Father. May be so according to the covenant. May it be so. According to your.
Life will take you through a bliss of things
sometimes. To your tender mercies.
And you really won't know what hit you. But not once did he ever say that these things would come to us. That you weren't going to be faced with challenges. That you weren't going to be faced with problems. That you wasn't going to be faced with issues within as well. How much greater should we reverence him? That still give us access to his kabod, knowing that we don't deserve it. Yahuwah, free us from all this bondage, from this mind that's hindered, from being able to access the fullness of what your Ruach HaKodesh desires for us. Make us warriors to fight against those things that try to oppress us and keep us from being what you called us to be. Yahuwah, you are Kodesh. Let your royal ways rest on us. Let your noble mind rest on us. Let the principal things of your Ruach HaKodesh rest in our meditation, that we may bring forth the fruit that can be pleasing to your sight. Let our labors not be in vain. Yahuwah, you know our desires. Yahuwah, you know our need. Yahuwah, you know our lack. We dwell in a foreign land. This foreign land can be a bit uncomfortable for your people. Pave out a way for my future, Yahuwah. When everything shakes, when my bones begin to quiver, when my heart began to shatter, Yahuwah, when my tears run down my face like a captive breaking free, running through an open field, let my soul say, oh captivity, break off of me. Oh captivity, break off of me. Yahuwah, I lift my head to the hills from which cometh my help. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, a fresh wind full of life. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, my righteous seed and my righteous wife. Breathe on me, Yahuwah, a wind that couples with your light. Say, breathe on me, Yahuwah, and I know everything gonna be all right. Yeah. Man that look like me. He looked at me and he said, man, what it feel like, you know, what it feel like to be in a place where you intimate with Yahuwah and you start seeing things on a different level. Yeah. Hey, look, What it feel like to be on this pursuit for you to get a crown. My genetic code been tapped out of heaven, bloodline no longer bound. My son, he won't be bound by no anger because his daddy down. My mama silent, won't give a word when she got healing sound. His mother speaking, helping my weakness so he can be profound. This domino, cause and effect, show me what I lost, I found. It's back to it. My elders in 70s, they put cracks to it. The home was broken, the king at their soda sack ruling. 2000 out of trap.
We gotta get started, y'all. Bear with me.
Killers for leader don't got no morals, but it's stats ruling. They hate it when the rats ruling. I hate it when the rats possum snakes.
And that's the mob, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man.
For role models, she put on for the gram to get an image. That's when she act, cause she's a role model. Yeah, lights, camera, action. This world ain't got no truth in it. I'll be out. This world ain't got no truth. Ain't it beautiful how time flies? You need it with my brother.
All right, we almost ready.
End up on the downside. Ain't no rivalry with me. All I ever want was peace. We disagreed to say the least, but I still hope to see you free. All these heavy burdens that we hold. At some point we gotta see to let it go. Do what I should've did better, but I could've did better. It was never your fault, but you just wanna show your efforts, yeah. Cause you care, you wanna see your brother stray. It don't always work like that, no.
For real, my lucky y'all hear why this is it right here, huh? Man.
And it still send a shock just to know that my granny, she gone. And I won't get to see her when I visit back home. Every single moment I get my all.
Olam Houdin. Olam Houdin. La Yahuwah, O La Yahusha HaMashiach. Olam Houdin, La Yahuwah, O La Yahusha HaMashiach. I am Mispar Houdin, La Malek Musha, Ula Malek Yahusha, Kafel Houdin, La Malka Kayil, Ula Malka Yada, Kafel Houdin, La Rosha Luf Yithro, Ula Rosha Atz Yahu, Kafel Houdin, La Hagabira Malaka Deborah, Ula Gabira Ot, Ula Alufin, Kafel Houdin, La Hamushalim, Ula Hamushala Ot. I want to give a special Kafel Houdin to my Isha, Ahmed Yahoo. Shout out to Yahuwah for her. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Let me give Houdin to the Sarar Ubakir Sarganim. I mean Houdin to the Sarganim Ubakir Sarganim. Houdin to the Sarar Ubakir Ezerot. Houdin to the Sarar Ubakir Yakum Yamin. Houdin to the Alufim and the Emayot. Houdin to the Hadarim and the Hadarot. And Shalom Aleichem Lekol HaMishbakah. Shalom Aleichem, y'all. Shalom Aleichem. Kimrick Lamar Richardson, Shalom fam. Shalom. Eri Moshe Yisrael, Shalom Barakot. Kun Rakam, Yahoo, Shalom, Shalom. Natanya Smith, Shalom and blessings to you. Q Marie, Shalom, Shalom. Yuri L, Shalom, Shalom to you. S. McCorkle, Shalom Barakot. Yirmiyahu and Shama Yahoo, Shalom, Shalom, y'all. Man. Oh, Lord. Man. Shimshon and Hor, the Shalom and blessings, y'all. Raphael, Shalom, Shalom. Shamar and Shakar, Abad Yahoo, Shalom Barakot, y'all. Naamaria, Shalom. Naila Harris, Shalom, Shalom. Some of our peoples was out there over the week. Malaki out here a while, Shalom and blessings, fam. Yahuwah's child and Yahusha's follower, Shalom, Shalom. Zaria, Shalom to you. Ima Oraya, Houdin. Akodi Selah, Shalom and blessings. Shahanda Johnson, Shalom, Shalom to you. Aliyah Shashon Yahoo, Shalom, Shalom. All praise to the Most High. Who else? Who else? Amudash Yahoo Shalom. Shalom, shalom. I'll praise to the Most High. Man, this your song too, huh? Hey, this the jam, man. This the jam. All right. This it right here, man. Lamar, you done did it, man. I'm telling y'all be sleeping out Lamar. Man, look here. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, that's it right there. That's it right there. All right, let's see here. All right. Come on in. We about to begin. So we're going to continue. Man, look at it. What's wrong with this thing, man? The thing ain't working right. We're going to continue, though, y'all, on the topic. This will be the last one. Then we're moving on to something else. So I'll pray to Yahuwah. But it's an important one. So we're going to get it in. But nevertheless, this will be on something for the archives, something to just keep in mind. And also there's a teaching that Malik did too that y'all definitely want to go back and look into. He had reposted it recently. What I'll do is I'll put it in the comments. It's a teaching he did 6 years ago. It's worth looking on this topic. Very significant teaching. There was one, I remember when he first did it, it was it's probably one of the biggest revelatory teachings, I should say, for me at the time. So I always, I don't know, so just a paradigm shift in teaching on this topic. If y'all haven't been following that long and y'all didn't catch that, so I'll put it in the comments. I mean, not in the comments. I'll put it in the description on the YouTube. That's what I meant. After this, so nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead and get it in. Cody Wansina, shalom to you. Shalom, shalom. So basically, we're going to continue into this topic. So what we talked about last week was how in the marriage bed, in the sanctity of marriage, sex is basically a weapon. It's a weapon, y'all. It is a weapon against the enemy. The children that you have in that marriage, in that marriage, in that Kodesh relationship, all those things is set apart, and it's a weapon against the enemies of the Most High. But whenever sex is done outside of the boundaries Yahuwah set, meaning outside of marriage, or outside of the boundaries of Torah as well, it's actually it becomes a weapon against you. So the enemy uses fornication as a weapon against you, and sexual immorality and sin as a weapon against Yasharal. Yasharal uses sex in the Kodesh way, in the sanctity of marriage. That's a weapon against the enemies. You see what I'm saying? So let's put it this way. A weapon against Babylon is righteous marriages, righteous houses. Righteous seed, which all that is through sex as far as the seed. All that is associated with sex as far as marriage, the seed, because sex is the way to consummate a marriage. It's the way to confirm the covenant or to seal the deal, the covenant, right? You get married and then, you have this idea of going into the marriage room, the marriage bed or the bedroom after that. And then to do what? To seal that covenant. That's what the sex does. And then through that, you have Kodesh seed. That's a weapon against the enemy, y'all. And so what the nations do, what the heathen does, was Babylon and all the other nations, because all the other nations are connected to Babylon. Is they use fornication. They try to get us to not do that. They try to get us to fornicate and to be in some sort of abomination, whether it's homosexuality, bestiality, harlotry, some sort of sexual sin, and that's a weapon against us. That's what keeps us in captivity. That's what keeps us downtrodden. That's what keeps us lowly. That's what keeps us from having dominion. That's everything, y'all. That's everything. When you look at it, when you look at all the problems that we're dealing with as a people in Babylon, in this country, and probably around the world, but I can speak on America because it's where I born and raised in. If you look at all the problems, all the issues that we face as a people, it surrounds around sexual immorality. It's rooted in sexual immorality, sin, in other words, but especially sexual sin. That's the foundation of community. Kodesh families, Kodesh houses, marriages. That's the foundation of a nation. So if you don't have that, if you mess all that up, you'll never. The people will always be messed up. And so because we were steeped in sexual immorality, our people were given over to fornication, and abominations. There was this seed that we produced, and we produced generations full of what we would call thugs, gangsters, whatever you can name it. I'm not gonna say that word, but you can insert it. You can name it: thugs, gangsters, harlots. But there's other words we use for that in Babylon. The whole nine. Boys who like boys. We raising up children to be feminine because there ain't no dad in the house to show them how to be a man. They grow up feminine, having mannerisms like their mamas and their aunties and their grandmamas and stuff. There's so much perversion going on in our households because there's not a man in there to cover, who's really covering. That then you have children raised up, then they're getting violated at a young age, getting molested. Molestations are at an all-time high when you go into black communities. Molestations at an all-time high. I submit even the root of that is sexual immorality. The root of that is not having established households and families. So a lot of times our daughters are growing up, they don't have no covering. They don't have no covering. So they're more exposed to be victimized in that way. Versus if they had a covering, a strong man in the house, who was raising them, who was there, it'll make it'll make the chances a lot lower. But so then you get people who, at a young age, they get molested, and so then they become, they don't even know why, they start, liking the same sex. And then you wonder why we had this whole generation of people who who are males who are feminine. They like their own boys into boys. Girls into girls, and a lot of times it was rooted in some sort of trauma they went through when they were young. Maybe they were molested or some sort of molested by someone of the same sex. Something along those lines, something else, some sort of trauma though. The list goes on and on and on. But in contrast, the Thub news is you come into the awakening, Yahuwah wakes you up, and you know the significance of marriage and doing things the righteous way and wait until marriage for sex and having a Kodesh family in a house and actually having a wife and a husband and raising up the children together in righteousness and moving forward in Yahuwah and Yahusha and keeping the commandments and doing all these things. And then the seed that is brought forth it is an enemy against, is a weapon against the enemies of Yahuwah. It's a weapon against the nations. So that's the two stark contrasts. We were kind of going into that a lot last week in the different aspects of it. But nevertheless, let's keep it moving. So what we're going to kind of talk about is more along the lines of the marriage bed in general, maybe some other things like that. But I want y'all to see this video first.
Fertilization is the epic story of a single sperm facing incredible odds to unite with an egg and form a
Turn it up some.
new human life. It is the story of all of us. During sexual intercourse, about 300 million sperm enter the vagina. Soon afterward, millions of them will either flow out of the vagina or die in its acidic environment. However, many survive because of the protective elements provided in the fluid surrounding them. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix, an opening into the uterus. Usually, it remains tightly closed, but here the cervix is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. The sperm swim through the cervical mucus, which is thinned to a more watery consistency for easier passage. Once inside the cervix, the sperm continues swimming toward the uterus, though millions will die trying to make it through the mucus. Some sperm remain behind, caught in the folds of the cervix, but they may later continue the journey as a backup to the first group. Inside the uterus, muscular uterine contractions assist the sperm on their journey toward the egg. However, resident cells from the woman's immune system, mistaking the sperm for foreign invaders, destroy thousands more. Next, half the sperm head for the empty fallopian tube, while the other half swim toward the tube containing the unfertilized egg. Now, only a few thousand remain. Inside the fallopian tube, tiny cilia push the egg toward the uterus. To continue, the sperm must surge against this motion to reach the egg. Some sperm get trapped in the cilia and die. During this part of the journey, chemicals in the reproductive tract cause the membranes covering the heads of the sperm to change. As a result, the sperm become hyperactive, swimming harder and faster toward their destination. At long last, the sperm reach the egg. Only a few dozen of the original 300 million sperm remain. The egg is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata. The sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida. When sperm reach the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm receptors on the surface, which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes, enabling the sperm to burrow into the layer. Inside the zona pellucida is a narrow, fluid-filled space just outside the egg cell membrane. The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg. After a perilous journey and against incredible odds, a single sperm attaches to the egg cell membrane. Within a few minutes, their outer membranes fuse, and the egg pulls the sperm inside. This event causes changes in the egg membrane that prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Next, the egg releases chemicals that push other sperm away from the egg and create an impenetrable fertilization membrane. As the reaction spreads outward, the zona pellucida hardens, trapping any sperm unlucky enough to be caught inside. Outside the egg, sperm are no longer able to attach to the zona pellucida. Meanwhile, inside the egg, the tightly packed male genetic material spreads out. A new membrane forms around the genetic material, creating the male pronucleus. Inside, the genetic material reforms into 23 chromosomes. The female genetic material, awakened by the fusion of the sperm with the egg, finishes dividing, resulting in the female pronucleus, which also contains 23 chromosomes. As the male and female pronuclei form, spiderweb-like threads, called microtubules, pull them toward each other. The two sets of chromosomes join together, completing the process of fertilization. At this moment, a unique genetic code arises, instantly determining gender, hair color, eye color, and hundreds of other characteristics. This new single cell, the zygote, is the beginning of a new human being. And now the cilia in the fallopian tube gently sweep the zygote toward the uterus, where he or she will implant in the rich uterine lining, growing and maturing for the next 9 months until ready for birth.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy, Aaliyah Shoshone? That's wild. Yeah, it's beautiful, huh, Natanya Smith? Yeah, Cody say like she said the enemy's in the gate. Yeah. Oh man, I think they might have blocked me. Let me see something.